Retire, burn property bombs, light up real connection.
What if the answer to our screen addiction wasn't some new app, but it's been right there at your feet this whole time? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty fascinating idea. It's called the Gold Collar Core. Think of it like a rescue mission for the digital age. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're freezing in a digital blizzard? You know that feeling, right? Just completely overwhelmed, maybe a little isolated, just stuck, frozen by that nonstop storm of notifications and the endless scroll? All right, Section 1, Freezing in the Digital Blizzard. Let's really break down what's happening here and why it matters. Okay, just picture this for a second and be honest, you've probably been there. A family, all on the same couch. You're physically together, but mentally, you're a million miles away. Every face just lit up by that weird, cold, blue light from a phone. The source material has a great term for this. It calls it being digitally starving. And wow, that really hits home, doesn't it?
And this leads to a really important idea from the source material. It's called burner property. So what is that? Well, it's how these platforms see your attention, your most valuable asset. They treat it like it's disposable, something to be used up and then tossed aside, burned out, leaving you with what they call malnourished communications. Basically, empty interactions.
Okay, Section 2 is all about the burner property problem. And this is where we get into why the platform always seems to win, and why this is way bigger than just a small distraction.
Here's the kicker. This isn't an accident. According to the source, this whole thing is totally by design. They call it a terminal one-win game. So what in the world does that mean? It's simple, really. The game is rigged. It's set up so the platform always wins your attention. And in the process, your family, your connections, they always lose. And check out this quote from the founder of the Rescue Reserve. It really puts it bluntly. They say they discovered what they call burner property bombs. These are the algorithms that literally explode family connection. Let that sink in. The takeaway here is huge. This isn't some unfortunate side effect of technology. It's the whole point. So this really shows the huge shift in thinking. You know the old image, right? The St. Bernard with the little barrel of brandy coming to the rescue? That was just a temporary fix, basically a numbing agent for the problem. But this new idea? It suggests that our pets, what they call stand pets, can bring something real, something tangible. They're calling #NewGold. So we're not just putting a Band-Aid on the problem anymore. We're actually creating real, bankable value from solving it. It's a total game changer. All right, so if that's the problem, what's the solution? That brings us to Section 3, a digital rescue reserve. How do we find a safe harbor in the middle of this digital storm? Okay, so here it is. Welcome to the AniMoWins Pilgrim's Rescue Reserve. And get this, their tagline is the rescue operation for the digital age. That is a huge claim, right? But it's all built on a very clear, very specific mission. So let's break down their mission. It's got 4 main parts. First up, they want to unite fence losses, which is a cool way of saying they're going to help us reclaim all the value that's being stolen from our attention. Second, restore a real person-to-person connection. Third, give us all a break from this crazy, overwhelming digital world. And finally, and this is the really fascinating part, they want to IP lock our attention. Basically, they're going to turn it from something that platforms exploit into a protected asset that creates value for us. So who or what are the Gold Collar Corps? Well, it's not a company, it's a movement. A movement of what they call stand pets. You know, standard pets, like your dog, who are trained to step in, to actively intervene when they see their families suffering from digital burnout. And the way it works is actually pretty simple. It's a 3-step process. Step 1, the stand pet detects it. They can actually sense when the family is in that phone burn zone. Step 2, they intervene. They perform what's called a Thera-Nudge, you know, a little nudge to snap you out of that zombie scroll trance. And then step 3, and this is the magic part, it transforms. That time you just saved, that attention you got back, it gets verified and turned into a real, tangible asset. It becomes bankable equity that they call #NewGold. How cool is that? You know, the source material makes this really powerful comparison. It says, hey, this isn't canines for warriors. But then it flips it on its head. The enemy isn't some far-off threat. The enemy is the phone right there in your hand. And the lifeline? It's not a helicopter coming to rescue you. It's the dog that's already at your feet. That really reframes the whole situation, doesn't it? Okay, last section. Section 5, how to join the rescue. So if this sounds interesting to you, here's how you can actually get involved.
It's super straightforward. Your first step, if you want to be a part of this, is to go join the wait list. The website is rescuereserve.org.
And listen to this, they're really trying to get things moving. For the first 50 qualified families to sign up, they're offering a pretty incredible package. We're talking a free coloring book, a free custom-fit gold bar collar, a free 4-week training program. You even get a nomination for founder-level certification for life. Plus, your dog's name gets engraved on their 4 Winds Mill wall, and you get first dibs on the Stand Pets app. I mean, that's a ton of stuff for being one of the first people on board.
So, that brings us to the final thought. A question, really, that wraps this whole thing up. After everything we've talked about, it really makes you wonder, right? Is it possible that the lifeline you need to pull you out of this huge digital mess, is it possible it's been lying there at your feet this whole time?